All right, how are you guys doing today? Probably the same as me. The twists and turns of life get in the way sometimes, but that's what's been going on. I don't, long story, but I sent my vintage original 1966 gray bottom pickup to Aaron at Rumpelstiltskin to be rewound since I broke it, and that's another video that I'll put a link at the end of this one. But yeah, you see the lollar in there in the neck position right here, and here's the rewound neck, and it's looking really pretty. Aaron said it went great. Didn't tell me how many winds, but he did say it's at a 5.76 ohms. I just checked the lollar. I think it's around 5.6. You can see here, I'm gonna have to clean this mess up because I did it so quick just since this is temporary. But I had to solder the white wire to the ground because the lollar was reversed wound, and when I put it in there the normal way with a black wire as a ground, the in-between positions of these two pickups it was zipped. There was nothing there. So I flipped the wires and it worked out great. But with the new pickup or the old pickup, it will be back to normal. I can go black to the ground. But what we did here is we didn't put any kind of potting, either lacquer or wax, because of this handwritten date right here, which is very hard to read, but it matches the date of the, they were all pretty much dated the same when they went into this guitar. It's 3/17/1966. So he said it was early enough to where this one was actually still wax potted, which he thought was cool, which I don't know the history of wax versus lacquer potting. But we didn't pot it. He had to wind it a little bit tighter, the wire, to hopefully keep it from squealing. I'll do a little bit of a sound check at the end of this installation to see if we've got a squeal. If we do have a squeal from what caused from no potting, then I'll have to send it back and get it wax potted. And then after all this and all these years, and I put these plates on every bridge, I just like it. I noticed that my little ground wire here isn't even soldered. And I don't know how I did that, but I'm gonna fix that. It didn't seem to affect it much, if at all, but definitely want that, have a solid ground. Well, all right, let me take this out, change this wiring around, and see what happens. Oh, and also, I don't know if anybody out there has any clue what this little symbol is over here. It looks like a 9. I'm assuming it may be a signature, and who knows which direction this thing goes. But you see, it's on this one, and it's also on this one, but you can't see it. I don't know what that little symbol's for. Okay, I got the lollar out. You can notice it's a flat pole pickup, and I really like this tape that he sticks around there, because if I'd have had that on this pickup, I would have never damaged the wires. I was a little surprised that the output on this one is almost identical to the rewound Rumpelstiltskin, or the rewound originals, 5.75 ohms. Thought that was interesting. Well, let's see if the non-potting makes a difference. Aaron seems to think that it does sound a little different. Oh, and also, one thing that I did that some of you may eventually end up having to do if you have a vintage Strat is the pickup height adjustment screws here. That's what caused my whole problem to begin with. These are very short on the Fenders, the original Fenders, and when you try to lower the pickup to, I like an 1/8 of an inch clearance between the bottom of the string and the top of the magnet when the string is pressed down here at the last fret. To get that height, you have to back this out quite a bit to lower the pickup, and those other screws are short enough to where the pickup just falls off, and that's what caused the whole issue. And so if you're having that problem, you can get longer screws. All right, this is measuring the new Rewound vintage pickup, and it's at 5.79, so a little more output. Now I've got to reroute these wires through here, try to get the tape looking good. And if you don't have a powerful, like I think it's 80-watt soldering iron like this, it's got LED lights on it. This is a Weller. You'll need one to do those ground connections because it just takes a lot of fast heat so that you don't damage the potentiometer when you're soldering. All right, let's document this ohmage for each one because a lot of people ask sometimes. But okay, this is the neck. I'm going through the plug to the jack. 5.7 on the neck. It drops a little bit, I guess. Not real sure. That's middle position. 2.88. Well, that's no, that's middle and neck. It's 2.88. 5.67 for the middle. 2.92 for middle bridge, and 5.84 for the bridge. So 5.7, 5.67, and 5.84. All right, now for the hard part. Trying to get these wires to all fit correctly because these routes didn't leave much room for air when you get these wires going through these little channels. Just wanted to drop right down in there. Hey, pretty well. And trying to keep it away from this tremolo, it rubs it a little bit. Back to the original. Still got a little bit of screw left, and it's flush with the pick guard. And looking pretty good. So maybe we'll go put the strings back on and go test drive it. Yeah, this is just a quick test. I can tell you right now that I'm gonna have to have it potted probably. I've got the preamp. I got a thunderstorm going for starters. I got a preamp on the Funky Vibe, on the Univibe on, the preamp on the Super Trim on, so, oh geez, I'm gonna lose my electricity. Super reverb over here, and it sounds great. All that static is the lightning. That was the neck. And this is the neck middle. That's the neck. But if I add any kind of gain, you just heard it squeal just then. It's gonna squeal. Let me tell you. Holy moly! That was a little close. I don't know what I'm doing now. OCD's on and you hear the squeal. It kind of settles down though. Holy schmoly! I gotta go. All right, it's sounding really good, but if I hit some high gain, it's gonna squeal, so I'll have to get it potted. That's the neck. I'm just going through my lavalier, so hopefully it sounds okay. Okay, super trim boost on. Funky vibe boost on. Neck pickup. So that's the bridge to the neck, all 5 positions. Here's the bridge. Bridge, middle, middle, middle neck, and neck. Now, as soon as I kick in this OCD, either way, it looks like it's gonna have to go get potted.